Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, it's not going to be the standard normal Pokemon video. I'm going to be doing a personal tier list of mine of all the past Pokemon games before Scarlet and Violet. As of this video, Scarlet and Violet will be coming out next week. I am pretty excited for that game to come out, and I hope you guys are too. But yeah, so we're going to be doing a tier list. So these two tiers that I have here, because I actually haven't played all the Pokemon games. There are like one or two I think that I haven't really played, so I'm going to place these here. What I'm going to be looking for and what are some of my criterias. I don't really have kind of one made up, but a few things I will be looking at is post-game, like whether or not the storyline was fun to play, post-content, and overall just stuff like that. So yeah, let's get started. Let's start off with the original Pokemon Red, and I guess, oh, Pokemon Blue. Okay. Just as a quick little context, I've always played all the Pokemon. I played all the Pokemon games. I started off with Pokemon Platinum, was the first game I ever got to own, and I emulated all the other ones. So yeah, let's get this started. So the first games I'm going to talk about are, unfortunately, Pokemon Blue and Red. Yeah, I'm going to put them in D tier. I'm going to put these in D tier, guys. Look, I understand, like, I know there are going to be some Gen 1ers out there. I understand why people would say these games would be, like, should be S or A tier. These are the games that started the Pokemon series. It's what it made it out to be. Or, like, the technology was weak at the time. It's nowhere near as what we have, and it doesn't have anywhere near as idea because it's the beginning. So it's more difficult to start. But, unfortunately, I don't care. I'm not going to take any of that into... I will take that into consideration. That's why there's no F tier. And that's why I'm going to call it D tier. So, these games, I appreciate off what they started. Unfortunately, I mean, they're not that great games. I mean, the storyline is okay. The storyline, I say, is okay. The storyline is okay. The Pokemons are obviously, you know, it was the original 151, so the Pokemon were very fun to use. Unfortunately, problems with these games that I have right off the bat, there's no post-game. And like I said, it was the first idea. It was the first Pokemon game. I understand why the post game wouldn't be that great, but that still doesn't excuse the fact that these games have a pretty bad. They have a pretty bad post game. There's so many bugs and exploits that you can do, and there's so many bug and exploit. There's really nothing to do after you beat the game. There's not a lot of legendaries to catch. Literally, the only thing you do is catch Mewtwo. Pokemon in this game, Pokemon and typings are wildly unbalanced. Psychic types and normal types reign supreme. Like psychic types couldn't be stopped, because if you guys didn't know, dark type wasn't a thing back in Gen 1. And the thing, another thing is, back in Gen 2, the only two bug type moves, there were 3 bug type moves in the game. They were Leech Life, which had a power of 10, Pin Missile, and Twin Needle, but Twin Needle was only held by, what's that Pokemon? Beedrill. So there was no way to stop them. The special stat, if you guys didn't know, the special stat was both the special defense and special attack stat. Horribly made things overpowered, like made things just bad balance overall in this game. I don't know, man. Maybe if I actually played these, maybe if these were my first Pokemon games I got to own, I could actually put them a little higher up. But honestly, let's look at this kind of objectively. You would not pick these two games to play for a week than any other of these games. Yeah, so that's where those go. So I can't imagine Pokemon. Where is it? Pokemon Yellow version being too. I mean, I know it's very different, but I'm gonna say I heard it's good, so I'm gonna put it there. Nothing really else to it. Let's move on to the Gen 2 games. Gen 2, I'm gonna say, is very much a refined version of, what's it called? Where are the games? Pokemon Crystal. Where are the other ones? Gold and Silver. Where's Silver? Do you guys see Silver? There it is. Alright, so Pokemon Silver. So Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Crystal. Again, I did enjoy my experience. I did enjoy my experience a lot more than these two games. The post game in these things were their post games were absolutely, I think they were absolutely amazing. Really nothing more to it. I think they're just a more refined version of they were definitely more refined. They definitely did a great job with the balance. They definitely balanced the game out a lot. They balanced the game out a lot more than just normal, like, oops, I didn't want to do it, but yeah, they balanced the game out a lot more. I think these games are a lot better. The storyline, I actually did enjoy it a lot, with the resurgence of Team Rocket, and you're the one to stop them. All in all, I think these games are great. I love the secret boss fight with Red. Now, before, I know some people are going to mention, there's a boss fight with Pokemon Red and Blue. That one's not legit. You have to use a glitch to even have access to it. I don't count these two with the Professor Oak boss fight. I don't count it. You can't get to it legitimately, so these don't count. Next, we're going on to the Gen 3. We're going to go on to the Gen 3 games. We're going to talk about Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. I love the Hoenn games. I love the premise of the Hoenn games. I love the legendaries of the Hoenn game. These games were awesome. The starters were great. The starters were great. The gym leaders were memorable. And, you got a dad in this game, so it's just like, woohoo, right? Like, you got a dad. But these games, they were really good. Love the story. Love the Pokemon. If I have to say, I honestly don't know if I can say I personally have an issue with these games. I mean, I know in Pokemon Review it said like the games, like there's a lot of water, I guess, and I mean, if you want to really kind of call that, I guess that could be a complaint. I still enjoy these games. Well, I did enjoy these games when I emulated them. Very fun. Unfortunately, I don't know whether or not to say this or not, but because this is the reason why I'm definitely going to put Emerald up in the A tier. I know for a fact that in Pokemon Emerald, there is a battle tower system. So let's talk about this. So this game, awesome story. Awesome storyline, awesome post game. I think this game is. I love Pokemon Emerald. I think it's great. The post game content is amazing with the battle tower system. There's a bit more Pokemon for you to catch, like the Reggie trios and all the puzzles. This game's pretty good. Oh wait, I skipped over one. Pokemon Leaf Green Fire Red. You know what? I'm going to do the remakes last because I have a bone to pick with, Oh, no. That's a damn shame. That's a shame. BDSP are not on this. So, Pokemon BDSP are not on this. You know what? I could still rip into the game. I don't care. I actually did not realize that, huh? Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Okay, awesome. I pretty much found an entirely new tier list that included BDSP and all this stuff like that. So we can continue now. So this is what I have so far. Now the Gen 4 games. Let's see, where is it? Ooh, so this is like where I'm starting to get more. So Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Where do I put these games? I'm actually going to say these games are more B tier than anything. So this might be a little shocking considering how I started off in Gen 4, but let's name up all the good things that Diamond and Pearl really did. Let's honestly talk about the good that they did. So they added in a ton of new evolutions for Pokemon that really needed it. Pokemon's like introduced a lot of cool new Pokemon, Magnezone, Magmortar, Electivire, to name a few, Mamoswine, just to name a few. So I love the new evolutions that they gave. The storyline I thought was really cool. I like Team Galactic as a team. I like Cyrus as a character. I think their idea of trying to reshape the Pokemon region using the literal god of time or space is I like that idea a lot. It introduced, honestly, I really like the character. I really like a lot of the characters, especially in the anime. I know I shouldn't really bring in the anime, but I probably have a little bias towards it, but I do. But I mean, like, come on, I put the game in B tier, so there can't be that much bias. But what is my issue? Like, why can't I put this game? Why can't I put it in A tier, unlike the other games? Unfortunately, these games, as you guys know, are really, really slow in terms of movement speed and health bar. It is honestly, it's very slow. Like, you should watch it. Like, you can honestly watch a video. Just look up on YouTube just look up a video about maybe Blissey, like everyone's example is Blissey. It still counts. Oh, let me just close it. Let me just do that. Yeah, but it's still good. I still love these games. Definitely one of my, like, if this was my personal tier list, this would be high, but I'm trying to not be. This is not, again. Well, this is what. Well, yeah, you know what? Nah, screw it. Yeah, still. Forget that I said that. All right. Pokemon Platinum. This is gonna be our first S tier game. They just took Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, just perfected it. Absolutely Absolutely perfected it. I love Pokemon Platinum. They made the speed more manageable. The post game, I didn't mention, but I guess I'll mention it now. The post game is awesome. The starters are awesome. Gym leaders are awesome. Everything about this game is great. I love it. Pokemon Platinum is S tier, and I don't think anyone you can't tell me otherwise. Next, I actually have the Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Again, I'm gonna do the remakes after. I'll do the remakes later. Next, we're going to talk about well, let's stick with Gen 5. Gen 5, Pokemon Black and White. I'm gonna say these games are A tier. I think these games are great yet again. I know that the new set of Pokemons that they introduced, some of them were not well received by the community. However, I think they did a great job with. I think in general they did a great job. As you guys know, this is the generation I believe that technically added the most amount of Pokemon since Gen 1. I think the Pokemon designs were pretty good. I mean, just to name a few, love Zoroark, Haxorus, Hydreigon. I think it was all great. I think the fact that they actually, kind of your rivals in this game are great. The gym leaders, I love all the gym leaders. The gym leaders are pretty cool. Unfortunately, this is kind of where, well, actually, not. It's really not unfortunate. Nah. But yeah, no, I think the storyline again was phenomenal. I think this is like definitely one of the. I think the Black and White series have probably some of the best storyline in the game. The idea is that this one guy, and he. And by the way, just a little fun fact: if you guys don't know, you guys should look up N and what his full name actually is. You're like, have fun trying to pronounce that. But back on that. So this guy, love this. So I love these games. So I love that storyline behind it, and the fact that, you know, it's kind of like a little cliche about the father being, or like the higher ups being corrupted. He was corrupted and just secretly wanted power, but it was still awesome. Like in the end, like when you fight N, I think this game is amazing. I think the post game is amazing. We all know that infamous house with Cynthia in it that we've all accidentally walked into. They also this game also added hidden abilities in for all Pokemon to make some of the older Pokemons great in terms of a competitive standpoint. This game also added in reusable TMs, which thank God is amazing. I absolutely love that. I remember I had to use, I remember those, you guys remember when you used to have to cheat with like what's I call it, the action replay or something in order to have unlimited TMs. I'm so glad that they did that in this game. Black and White 2, absolutely amazing. Next Pokemon game, Black and White 2, S tier. Absolutely love these games. I know I said before that I didn't really think about what's it called, like I know I said in so right now currently, as you guys know, the Black 2 randomizer Nuzlocke I'm doing, that's kind of like the last time that's actually the first time I played this game in years, and I haven't really remembered anything. But for what's going on right now, I'm truly enjoying from the little bits and pieces I can remember. I remember these games were absolutely amazing. I know one thing that I kind of like. I understand why they did it in the Unova games, in the first Unova game. If you guys remember, in Black and White, you could only catch Unova Pokemon in that game to kind of really like introduce you into the new generation and kind of force you to use Unova Pokemon. But this is like kind of when they mixed it, and this kind of like, this seriously just enhanced that seriously just enhanced the experience even further. I just absolutely love that they did that. I love the post game. I love the Pokemon's like the tournament system, and I also absolutely love the again the storyline. Beautiful. 10 out of 10. I think the storyline again was amazing. Ghetsis is back, and you know he wants revenge or some shit trying to take over the world. I think the game's great. Pokemon Black and White 2, these games are gems. Now, unfortunately, I actually haven't heard many good things about Pokemon X and Y. Yeah, I haven't played it. My bad. I haven't played it. I unfortunately haven't heard amazing things about these. I actually haven't heard amazing things about Pokemon X and Y. Unfortunately, a lot of people, like, from my own personal research that I've done, I can kind of see why. For some reason in these games, most important fights don't have, the gym leaders are very easy, and let's get this straight. The EXP system doesn't make things. It might make things slightly easier, but it doesn't make things too easy. Now it just makes it so you don't have to grind your Pokemon individually. So I personally don't mind the XP share, and if you want, just turn it off. Don't complain about the XP share. Like if you don't like it, turn it off. And plus, it's like you're playing in a story mode. It's not like you're playing PvP, so who cares? Just use the XP share. But that's not the thing that makes these games that I can see so incredibly easy is that for some reason, typically most Pokemons and like on gym leaders or important battles, they typically never have a full set of moves, which is crazy to me. The movesets are garbage, and for some reason, I don't remember when I saw this, but this is the generation that introduced Mega Evolution. Why weren't Mega Evolutions actually used? Like, I don't. There aren't a lot of people that use Mega Evolutions in this game, and I think they really missed the mark. I think like not a lot of people use Megas. Just that's all there was to it. I know, like, I'm pretty sure under 10 people use Mega Evolutions, which is crazy to me. I feel like they really underutilized it. So, and that's kind of like one of the biggest complaints I hear about these games. So it makes the games even easier when you're using Megas and the opponents are not. So it's a shame, but enough about that. On to other games. Pokemon Sun. No, that's Ultra Sun. And Pokemon Sun. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't play them. I'll be real. I played the Ultra series, so let's go to that now. The Ultra series. I'm gonna say these games are definitely A tier. I definitely had a lot of fun. Playing these games. I think the storyline again was really good. I think that it was a very unique way they did it. Instead of having the typical gym leaders, you have the Kahuna trials. I thought the Kahuna trials were very fun and actually very difficult. Some of them were crazy. Some of these things were crazy difficult. Like the difficulty was pretty good. Like I liked the difficulty increase. It wasn't too what's it called? It wasn't really overbearing like a certain game that I'm going to be talking about sooner or later. But I think these games are actually very good. I actually had a lot of fun. I like the Kahuna system. Ultra Necrozma was a very, very difficult boss fight for me in the end. I love the amount of Pokemons you had access to. I love the if you guys don't know about the QR code system where you could get special encounters. I love the SOS system that they added into these games. I think these games were actually great. I'm pretty sure SOS was in this game too, but I'm more or less talking about Ultra Moon because I actually played it. All in all, I love these games. I love the portal system to catch all sorts of Pokemon. I thought these games were great, so I'm gonna leave it there. Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Yeah, this one's probably gonna be criminal, but I didn't play it. I'm sorry. I actually have a playthrough going on right now in my spare time, but I still haven't finished it. So yeah, my bad. But I heard good things about it. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I almost want to put it up in S tier, but I'm gonna put it in A tier. So again, what makes these games so fun? It's again, I mean, for one, it's another Gen 1 remake, like we needed one of those, but that's okay. That's besides the, well, this is a yellow version. This is more of a yellow version remake, I guess. So I guess it's actually okay. But what did I love about this game? I love the fact that they really emphasize Eevee and Pikachu. I love the fact that they actually they really mega buff these two to where they can learn so many like elemental moves, like basically Eevee and Pikachu exclusive moves, because to make them really good. I love the fact that they replaced the HM system in a really unique way. I love the fact that they changed the HM system in a very unique way. All in all, I just think it's just a massive improvement. I love the catching system, and I love the catching system in this game, to where you actually just throw balls at it, like essentially like Pokemon Go. I thought that was really, really unique and really fun that they actually introduced. I didn't think they would ever introduce something like that into the main series game. There was, I said the game's difficulty was very fair. The storyline was pretty good, and if you guys remember, in the post game, you actually get to fight what's it called? You get to fight these trainers called like a specific master, like a Pokemon master at a certain Pokemon. That was an awesome hard. That was really, really hard, which I actually really enjoyed. All in all, I'm almost tempted to put it up in S. Do I actually put it in S tier? No, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I think the fact that they actually took away abilities in this game, like there were no abilities. I know they wanted it to be Gen 1, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, kind of sucked. But whatever. I still think it's a great game. Let's just get these out of the way. These obviously are not been released, but let's just assume they're good. I didn't have a GameCube. These games. Now, I'm actually going to make a special exception to the Pokemon Legends of Arceus, or Arceus, however you say it. Please don't get into an argument. Like, pronounce it how you want to say it. I think both ways are both right. I don't care. I think these. I haven't played it, but I mean, for God's sake, I'm pretty sure these games are. I'm pretty sure this game is S tier. I haven't even played the game. I've seen it though. I think these games look amazing. If you guys have played this game, please tell me what you guys think this is. But from what I've seen, I think this game is certainly S tier. Now, oh boy, let's group these up now. Actually, no. Wait, Pokemon Sword and Shield. A tier. I mean, the story was. I love the Dynamax. I love the Dynamax system, but I don't know. It just doesn't have that special magic that I expect. Like these games have that magic, like the S tier games that this game just doesn't have. It just doesn't have it. I don't know. There's really nothing more for me to say. I mean, Sword and Shield was good, but it's like meh, whatever. Now let's talk about these 3 games. I'm just gonna rank them all right now so I can talk about it. Now, a lot of you are going to look at why the heck is BDSP down in B tier and these 2 games are much higher. Well, let's talk. This is the part of the video that I've been dying to honestly get to. So let's do this. So the reason why BDSP is honestly the most... So let's just get this straight. BDSP are the most disappointing Pokemon. It is the most disappointing, sorry excuse of a remake or a reimagine. I do not care. So the thing is, when it comes to a remake for me, when I look at these 3 games, I envision it as the idea that you can kind of tell what generation that they want to remake the games in. And I think every other game does a good job, except for BDSP, and you'll know what I'm talking about soon. So Fire Red and Leaf Green are a remake of these Fire Red and Leaf Green are remakes of Red and Blue. The thing is, you can tell that this is kind of a Gen 3 remake by having the upgraded graphics and being more refined being more like the battle system being more refined, such as having dark type moves being integrated into the game, and having normal, like, the special attack, the special defense stat being the same thing, like, while being separate. They refined it. You could tell that this is a Gen 3 remake for a Gen 1 game. Again, same thing here. This is a Gen 4 remake for a Gen 2 game. I think these games do a great job at introducing Gen 4 mechanics into a Gen 2 game. Gen 4, what did they do? The physical special split. They did that amazingly. Again, I think the physical special split, they made it well. Again, the battles were more refined. They just made improvements over the original that these games, like, they didn't have, Unfortunately for BDSP, are you kidding me? These games just... You cannot tell, honestly. My issue with this game is, like, yes, I know a lot of, like, it's like they want it to be a faithful remake, but why couldn't they give it the Aurus treatment? I can't tell that this is a Gen 8 remake. And the problem is because they don't have a new mechanic such as Dynamaxing. They don't have Dynamax or Mega Evolution. This is about as plain as it gets, and unfortunately, I cannot appreciate these games. These games strictly relied on the nostalgia, the nostalgia trip that this game would give you. But when you look past the nostalgia, you really look at how kind of lazy this game is, and how how much not, like, it's not fun. It's honestly not. If you honestly don't have Pokemon BDSP, don't get it. It's honestly not worth it. Play Platinum. Platinum is strictly better. I'll name some of the good things. So, for some reason, I don't know why this game had this idea, but for every time they did something positive, they feel like they had to do a negative. So, one thing that they did is, if you guys don't know, is that they really... for me... Like I said, for the thing I have the big issue with is that they didn't introduce Dynamax or Mega Evolution, any of the new, or Z Crystals, like kind of like a newer mechanic to be exclusive, exclusive to the games that they're trying, for the generation that they're remaking it in. This is a Gen 8 remake. We had Dynamaxing by then. We already had Z Crystals. We had Mega Evolutions, and none of that was added. The only thing that they strictly added in this game are the fairy typing, and it's like, that's really lame that they only added in fairy typing. It's like, It's like you can't even, like I said, I can't tell that this is a Gen 8 remake. Like, it's like they added in no new or a reimagine. It's like they added in no new mechanics to spice things up. And I think that it really failed in that aspect. Like that's where I think these games truly fail. You can't it's strictly just like a reimagine, but it's like a pretty bad one, I'd say, cuz let's skip on to some of the problems, like other problems with it. For some reason, they made a certain Pokemon inaccessible. For some reason, in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, that used to be accessible, but that they're not in this game. It's like they changed some unnecessary things around. They did changes for the sake of change. They didn't, like, for me, take Eevee for example. Why is Eevee a post-game Pokemon in Pokemon BDSP? Is having an evolution really going to be that overpowered? Is it really going to affect the game that much? And there are also Pokemon to where... And the thing is, too, this is like a problem that I know a lot of people bring up. The Pokemon Pokédex is strictly from... The Pokemon used by the trainers are based on the Diamond and Pearl Pokédex, which is one of the smallest ones, by the way. And what that ends up translating to is that you fight the same thing over and over again. And typically, those guys have really weak teams. You guys fight the same thing. And I really think that kind of just detracts from the experience. It makes the games very easy. Not only that, let's also the underground system. I love the underground system. I love what they actually did with it, being able to find new Pokemon down there. Essentially, that was the aspect of that's how they kind of adapted Platinum into these games. You can find the Pokemons from Platinum in the underground system. Unfortunately, again, after every positive, they have to, for some reason, feel like they have to do a negative. Why? So why did they make the underground system lamer? To where, like, instead, you guys remember making a secret... I remember making secret bases, playing with my cousins, trying to take their flag, trying to take my friends' flags. That was so much fun, and that's actually how you encountered Spiritomb. Obviously, it was kind of abusable. But, yeah. But it was still very, very much enjoyable. I feel like that was so much better. And then finally... the difficulty of this game, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about. The Elite Four, for some, I don't know why or what they were thinking, but for some godforsaken reason, they made the Elite Four unfairly difficult. If you guys don't know by now, the Pokemon, and typically in the Pokemon League at this point, they almost have perfect IVs. I'm pretty sure they have perfect EVs. They have beneficial natures and good items and hidden abilities. All items you don't have access to. I think that's very lame, because the thing is, it's your first playthrough. I don't feel like it should be that hard. That's like some post-game level stuff. They have some post-game level stuff. That's not, like, it's not fair that I don't have access to them, because the thing is, it was in one video that I watched. It was, I think, by ManJTV. You guys, if you guys want to go watch it yourself. But I love, like, one of his reasonings, and this is, like, kind of what inspired me to put it down so low with BDSP. Pokemon is a game to where the first Pokemon you find in your route, you know, you're supposed to kind of build a connection with them, have fun, you know, learn to care for them. Like, you genuinely grow an attachment to them and go around the world, explore the world, and become stronger together. That's not the case in BDSP. They did because the thing is, that Pokemon that you found in that beginning route, is competitively and objectively not as good as the Pokemon in the Elite Four. It's objectively not. It might not have its beneficial hidden ability if your Pokemon has one. It might not have the perfect IV. It's not going to have good IV. It might not have good IVs. You're just training it with random Pokemon, so it's not going to have good EVs most likely. So it's like, and you don't have access, like, the Macho Brace and all those Macho things to increase EV training, even to make it easier. And if you're going to try to tell me, by the way, that it's like, oh, you can still technically EV train at the beginning of the game. Yeah, have fun knocking out 252, like, I don't know, Bidoofs for HP or Shinx for attack. Yeah, have fun with that. Tell me how fun that's going to be when you try to EV train at the beginning. Yeah, that's not fun. Like, no, like, those, and some of the Pokemons in the Elite Four too, let's get this straight, has some nasty sets, by the way. If you guys don't know, and here's the thing, I actually fell for one of these with Flint. Flint has an annoying strat with Drifblim with minimized baton passes to an Iron Fist Infernape. Lucian has a Trick Room team for Bronzong. Cynthia has what's that thing? Garchomp with Swords Dance, Jolly Nature, Yachi Berry. Dude, BDSP was honestly just so disappointing. They tried to add in something unique by having the Pokemon follow you also, and it's just like, I don't understand how it was so poorly implemented in this game when they already perfected it in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. This game already perfected it. How is this one so bad? I don't know, dude. Honestly, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl could use its own video for me to explain why. Unfortunately, in the future, when people try to remember Pokemon games, quite frankly, this game right here will not be remembered so fondly. To be quite frank, I don't think it's going to be remembered fondly. I think people are going to look at this game and it's going to be like, this is going to be the disappointed remake. This is not what we should have gotten. I mean, Legends of Arceus, let me tell you, I've seen is great, but this is not the game that we should have gotten. People are going to think of this is going to be lost to time. People are not going to remember. People are only going to remember for this game for being so disappointing. Like, these two games people talk about so fondly because, again, they pretty much fixed a lot of the issues that their remakes were based on. They fixed the problem. This game, I don't feel like they did anything. I feel like it's like a slightly net positive. But at the same time, it's like Platinum did a much, much better job. Platinum did much better. But yeah, I guess just enough about that. So here's my Pokemon tier list. Again, if you guys, if you guys feel like you have your own, if you guys disagree with my list, please let me know what you guys have. Like I said, I want you guys to remember I started off with Gen 4, so unfortunately for these games, I don't got the nostalgia for these games, so unfortunately, I can't put them any higher. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tier list, and yeah, I'll see you guys probably on Friday when I post an Overwatch. Well, I'm not gonna say it. When I post another video on Friday. Peace out.